Welcome to Boot2boom Now, the #1 live streaming show, the #1 live streaming entrepreneur show, taking you from bootstrap to booming. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and your relationships to explode.
Boom!
So welcome everybody. Welcome to Boot2boom, the #1 live streaming show for entrepreneurs, taking you from bootstrap to booming. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and relationships to explode. I am your host, founder, and co-host of Boot2boom, and I'm the CEO of Avalaura's Healing Center and your intuitive consultant and life coach. And I am here with my amazing co-host, Ms. Jessica, CEO of Jaw Research Institute, my phenomenal co-host this evening. And I want to welcome you all. As usual, just want to get started with some housekeeping before we get on and meet our phenomenal guests. And our first thing I want to say is that we really appreciate all of your feedback. We definitely want you to participate in the survey, and we want to know who you want to see on Boot2boom. We want you to fill out the survey, and here's why. There's a lot of changes that we're making, and we are always really looking to figure out what it is that you want and how we can best serve you and accommodate you. And the changes that we make come from the survey. So go ahead, fill out the survey. It does not take you any time. It literally takes like a minute or two. And the other reason that I want you to fill this out is because we've come up with some special things for you all based on this feedback. One is that we have an amazing 3-pack offer, the Booming 3-pack, where you can get any 3 replays. So just so you know, this replay will actually be up for 1 week. So it's going to be up for 1 week until the next show. However, after that, the replay is gone. So if you want to get today's show, if you want to get last week's show, if you want to get our shows from last season with George Fraser and Dennis Kimbro and Paul Brunson, Harriette Cole, whoever it might be, you can get any 3 shows for $49.99. All you have to do is email us at boot2boom@gmail.com. We will send you the list of all the phenomenal guests that we've had. You can choose any 3. Pick 3, any 3 that you want, and we will get that out to you. The other thing that we have created is a resource list. And this is powerful, y'all. I want you to hear me. We've created a resource list with different classes, workshops, resources for entrepreneurs, where you're saving over $10,000 just for this resource list. It is phenomenal. And again, we put this together based on your feedback, hearing what it is that you want, what you need in your business. Because again, we are all about getting your PayPal popping over here, right? And a lot of you all like, I want more money. How can we make more money? How can we get more resources? That's what we're providing for you. So you want to get this resource list. So again, go ahead, email us, Boot2boom. Oh, click the shop button. Okay, apparently we got a shop button, y'all. See, that's what I'm telling you. There's a lot over here that's going on. So we have a shop button now where you can, where's the shop button? You can click the shop button and you can get this. Or if that doesn't work, because I don't even know where the shop button is, you can email us at boot2boom@gmail.com.
And we will send you a shop button.
I'm sending you the button because apparently, we have a shop button that y'all can see, but I can't see it.
Exactly.
So you want to get this list. It is phenomenal.
Right.
So right. So we put this together just for you. And let's see, Jessica, is there anything else? Is there anything I'm forgetting? Oh, I know. How did you all hear about us tonight? Where Boot2boom is going to be at PNC. Remember PNC? Power Networking Conference. It is the #1 conference for Black entrepreneurs. It is the #1 networking conference for Black entrepreneurs. We are going to be having speakers from PNC on the show, so you definitely want to check that out. But we really want to see you there live. We're going to be in Maryland at the National Harbor, July 6th through the 8th. Jessica's coming all the way from California. So if you are in and around the DC area, particularly if you were within, 4 hours driving distance, you really, really, really have no excuse. You don't even have to get on the plane. You can drive here. So you have no excuse, but you really want to be here. And to make sure that you are here, we are committed to you showing up and really just getting all the goodness that's going to be there, all the resources, all the networking. We have an amazing deal just for you because you are a part of the Boot2boom family, all right? If you go to the Power Networking Conference website, you're going to see that tickets are $899 for this conference, $899. And I will tell you, it's well worth it. I was there last year. We had an awesome time. It was just phenomenal in so many words. I mean, literally up from sun up to sundown, networking. I mean, just so much goodness, so many amazing speakers, classes, workshops. It was like goodness overwhelmed. It was amazing. So it's worth the $899. But we want to make sure that you're there. We want to make it accessible for you. So because you're a part of the Boot2boom family, we have tickets just for you at $399. So we are taking $500 off the price. You can only get that here. So if you want to join us, and we're going to be having special incentives for you, we're going to, have something special for our Boot2boom peeps that show up, that come. Make sure you email us. All you got to do to get the tickets, email us, boot2boom@gmail.com. Tell us, just say PNC. Yeah, right? We'll know you want to go, and we will give you the link to sign up for PNC, and we'll see you here at the National Harbor in Maryland in the DC area in July. There you go. Email us, boot2boom@gmail.com. Just for you. And let's see, Jessica, is there anything else? Is there anything I'm forgetting? Oh, I know. How did you all hear about us tonight? Where are you coming from? Are you coming from our Facebook group? Are you coming from Twitter? Are you coming from a friend that a little birdie told you? How did you hear about us? I want you to put that in the chat. You can chat with us. That's another thing. Make sure that you chat with us. So I want to hear from you. How did you find out about this episode? Are you subscribed to us here on Huzzah? You can subscribe to us so that anytime we go live, you will get a notification as well. So you want to do that. So how did you hear about us tonight? I want to hear from you. I don't see any of y'all in this chat, but you can do that. The other thing that you can do is, which is really phenomenal, is that you can hit this Q&A feature, which we really, really love. When you hit the Q&A, what happens is your question is highlighted. Because what happens is a lot of times you can get lost in the chat depending on how many people are talking all at the same time. You get lost. So if you hit the Q&A feature, we can see your comments. We can get your question answered. So you want to go ahead and do that. And the other thing that's really cute is this whole selfie thing. I think it's cute. Go ahead and take a selfie. Get wild, get crazy, get funny. It'll actually show up during the broadcast. So you can go ahead and do that. And remember, you want to ask questions. You can ask them in the chat. You can hit the Q&A, or you can actually come in the seat. We will open that up at the end of the show, but you got to tweet for a seat. So go ahead and share this out, tweet it out, post it up on Facebook, let people know that we're live, let people know that we're here. This shows you how to do that, where all of those features are so that you can do that. But go ahead, sharing is caring, and you got to tweet for a seat. And I promise you all that with our guest today, you are going to want to ask questions.
Yeah,
so make this out, tweet for a seat, and make sure you are ready to come on and ask questions, because she has just amazing business wisdom, over 25 years of experience. So you're going to want to ask questions. Hey, so I'm seeing all you come in. Welcome, welcome. And Jessica, what you got for us?
All right, so introductions. So those of you who don't know, which I'm pretty sure you all know by now, I'm just going to give you a short introduction for my co-host, Avalaura. Avalaura is an internationally celebrated intuitive consultant and life coach who takes her clients from whole to wholeness in their life, relationships, and business. She guides you through a powerful healing process that helps you to discover who you are, who you wish to be, and how to get there. If now's the time for you to live a freedom-focused life, detox yourself of self-limiting beliefs, get clear, focused, and confidently excel in your life and in business, then Avalaura is the guide you've been waiting for. Contact her today at avalaura@avalaura.com. That's so easy, right? For a 20-minute complimentary consultation. I can't talk today. Avalaura@avalaura.com.
I mean, that's one of the things you learn in business. Things need to be easy, right? If I want you to contact me, I got to make it easy for you to find me. So exactly. I'm Googleicious. I'm everywhere. So yes, Avalaura@avalaura.com. Very easy. So let me tell you a little bit about my phenomenal co-host, Miss Jessica. She is an experienced online business consultant that has over a decade in assisting SME business owners with the digital media sector. Throughout her 25 years of practice, she has worked with well-known Wall Street and Fortune 500 companies, y'all, television celebrities, healthcare providers, and leading public figures and community leaders. Her platform, Jessica Advocates Wellness, or JAWS, as some people like to say, She believes that everyone has a purpose that God has put them here for, and she truly believes that you are here to help somebody, and you're here to help somebody too. Yeah, she looks 25, right? I know. So please join me in welcoming Jessica, who is really here to help you to show up in your life, in your business, by creating your own platform.
Yay.
Awesome, yes. Awesome. What about me? I don't look 25.
Believe me, I am well over 25. Best believe. Well over.
Oh my goodness.
All these kids stress me out.
Jessica, what's the popping topic for today?
So our popping topic for today, what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. Okay, so that was last week's or the week before popping topic, but it's all good. So our popping topic for this week, we want to switch it up a little bit because, you know, I've been talking to the Boot2boom team, and I really want to help you guys in your business. I want to help you excel in your business, and they all know I'm a helper. I'm a big, big helper. I said on the show last week that usually people call me for a 30-minute free consultation. It ends up being 3 hours that I'm on the phone just giving straight up value, trying to help them in their business and help them move forward and get their PayPal popping, right? So I decided that I will go ahead and switch up the popping topic and actually teach you guys something or give you useful tools for your business, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs here. So our popping topic for the day is actually going to be me teaching you or telling you some different services that you can use, right? Because my whole tagline is showing you how to show up and build your own platform, right? So I show you how to do that. So today we're going to be talking about MailChimp. So MailChimp is a marketing service, an email marketing service that you can actually use for free, right? We actually have a little bit of a partnership that we're calling it with MailChimp, because it's a service that we use, and we really truthfully love MailChimp. So we've actually put together a resource, or we've put together the resource list, but within the resource list, you have a PDF template that you have access to, and telling you some different ways that you can use MailChimp to really engage your audience, to reach your particular audience members, right? Because we are all on a platform. Whether or not you know it, you are a talent and you are a brand. So when you're on stage, you need to be real, you need to be upfront, and you need to engage your audience. And that's the way that they stay, is if you're entertaining, if you're able to engage them and you're able to talk to them and really show them some value and build a relationship, right? So I wanted to just provide you guys with great value, provide you with something that will help you in your business, and MailChimp is what will do it for you. So we have a resource, or a PDF within our resource list. Go ahead, and actually the link will be listed here in the chat room. If you click on that link there, you'll be able to access, like Avalaura said, $10,000 worth of resources that we've spent hours and hours actually
Worked hard on that
hours
Worked hard on that list. So you better get it.
So you guys get that information, because it's all very, very helpful and useful to you in your business. And that's what we want to do. We want to help you get your PayPal popping. And the link is the shop. So when we talked about that shop button, that is it. Go ahead and click on that shop button. It'll get you over to the link. Now, I'm going to actually talk to Leon about changing that, because I don't like shop. I don't like shop. I like resources. I like lists. I like helpful things, you know, so we'll work on that. But I do want you guys to know, even though you're clicking on a shop button, we're only putting these resources out there because they're full of value for you. So think of it as a values place store, a place for you to shop, full of value for you. Okay, nothing for us, all for you and available for you, because we really truthfully want to help you in your business. And like I said, I help you build the platform, while Avalaura helps you with the relationships and the life. So that's what we're here to do. Yeah. All right, so Avalaura, I think we're moving on from the poppin' topic here. And within that list, I'm sorry, screenshots, tutorials, the whole bang. It's all there. So anyway, go ahead.
One of the things I forgot to mention is our Facebook group. You definitely want to make sure that if you're not already, I think some of you are here, there's some of you aren't, you want to get in our Facebook group, because we're giving you resources here so you can pick up that resource list, go to the shop button and get those resources. So there's going to be certain things that you can only get by watching the show. You can only get by watching the show. So that's why you want to tune into the show each week. And remember, it's up for a week. So if you don't get it live, you can still watch us. But there's going to be certain resources you can only get in the show. And then, of course, access to our guests and being able to ask questions as well. But there's also certain resources that you're only getting in the Facebook group. Yeah. So you got to be a part of both. So you definitely want to join the Facebook group as well, because we got the motivational boom happening every day in there, different messages. As you saw, we had Tiffany Largy, who came in with a phenomenal message last week. That happened just in the Facebook Live group. And we will be making those announcements, of course, here on the show. But you want to be tuned into the group. Make sure that your notifications are on. I know that you're probably in a lot of groups, but you want to pay attention to ours, because there's a lot of resources. There's a lot of things happening there, and some of them are time limited. Okay, so make sure that you get in there as well. So yeah, and then somebody was mentioning the consultation with Leon, that they wanted it. That was only for the people who filled out the survey. So if you filled out the survey for the first 10 people, they won a complimentary, not free, because Leon's time is not free. They won a complimentary consultation with Leon. And I'm sure you all in the group have seen some of the testimonials, because he goes above and beyond. He is the best. So you all have seen a lot of the, just some of his marketing that he's done here on the show. So those are some of the things that you get access to by tuning in each week and spending time in the Facebook group. So you all know we're not playing here. So go ahead, fill out that survey. There's new things coming. We got new things for you. And, of course, like I said, we have things every single week. So make sure that you're plugged in. And I want to make sure, I guess, we're ready for our guests. I'm just trying to make sure that I still see her in here. So hopefully, okay. So hopefully she's still in here. So, you know, our guest today, I'm really excited about because this is someone that I know personally. I have worked with her personally, and I'm always, you know, I always like to share people that I know who are really doing good business and who know their stuff. And this woman knows her stuff. She is not a game, y'all. She is not a game. So come correct with your questions, okay? So let me just tell you a little bit about our guest. Miss Odessa Hopkins, she is a seasoned entrepreneur with over 25 years of government contracting experience. Her clients range from micro business owners to multi-billion-dollar corporations. She has received over 14 awards for assisting small, minority, and women-owned businesses. Her company, Another Approach, was the sole diversity consultant on a major healthcare contract that spanned 2 states and 4 countries.
Wow.
In addition, she has received 2 proclamations for successful businesses that she's had here in the DC metro area and Prince George's County, Maryland. And in 2015, she created Biz Women Online, a global directory, a global business directory, a marketplace for business women that I was the spokesperson for. So please join me in welcoming Miss Odessa Hopkins, and let's give her a round of applause. We're trying to bring her in, so hopefully we're not having technical difficulties and she gets in okay, because I see her, she's here. So we're just trying to get her into the broadcast.
Okay, so go ahead and hit accept, Odessa, and you should be able to pop right in with us here.
So yeah, she was invited. Odessa, you have to accept it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I did. My computer is moving a little bit slow. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go.
All right.
How are you? Yes, now
Yeah.
we can hear you. Now we can see you. How are you tonight?
Can you hear me?
Awesome.
Awesome. We're awesome.
I'm
Glad to see you.
exceptionally
Glad you
well,
made
ladies.
it.
How are you?
You are so welcome. So, you know, we told
Glad
our
to be
viewers
here.
just a
Thank you
little
for
bit
the
about you, but
invitation.
why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Well, you really did cover the good parts of it, or the exciting parts of it, I should say. But basically, I started in business in the 80s, so a long time ago. My first contract was with a child psychologist, and I was actually doing, I guess, what was it called then? I was typing information for her from court transcripts. And I did not know I was an entrepreneur, but I was getting paid. So I found out later on that it was actually an entrepreneur. I didn't know the term at that time back then. But that's where I actually started. And years later, once I moved to the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, that's really where I took off in business as well as in contracting over a 25-year span. So yes, I'm really excited. I assist women in business, and I have been doing that since day one. Let's see what else. I'm a member of several organizations. I've been on the board of at the Chamber of Commerce's. I've received several awards, about 14 for assisting small women and minority businesses.
Not just someone.
So someone thinks I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Apparently. So I'm just trying to make sure we hear you okay, because sometimes you're kind of cutting out. So guys, if you're having problems hearing, just let us know. But sometimes we're not hearing you clearly. But you know, Odessa, you I want you to share just a little bit about your background, because I just think that your story is so it's so interesting even how you came into entrepreneurship. So can you just tell everybody just a little bit about your background, in particular, your time in Wall Street? Take it back. Take it back.
Okay, well, you wanted to go back that far. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
let me change microphone so that I can see if you can hear me better. Okay, tell me if that's any better.
Okay, tell me if that's... Nope. I think it's the Wi-Fi. It's the connection, not the not
Is
the
that
microphone.
any better?
So it's coming in a little slow. So I think you're lagging a little bit behind us.
Okay, so this was better?
Say that
Okay,
again.
so this is better?
Is it better on your end,
So
Jessica?
this is better?
No, it's about the same. Are you able to hook up to your
Okay.
modem at all?
No, this is the only connection that I have on the computer, so I have to hook up this way. I usually don't have a problem with this one, but it seems we're having a problem
very
tonight
true.
with
And
this.
live-
But sometimes it's just the Wi-Fi.
Live
as
streaming
well.
sucks up a lot of of bandwidth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll just work through it.
Yeah, because I'm hearing triple echo.
I think it's on your end. I'm not hearing
triple
it.
echoes.
Yeah, you sound clear.
Okay.
Or unless if you have other windows open or something.
So let me just. Okay, I sound clear. Great. Okay. So let me just go back. When I started on Wall Street, let me just go to say that for those people who think that they can't be successful in business because either they didn't finish school, they didn't go to college, they don't have a whole lot of experience, let's just dispel all of those myths, because originally I had none of the above. Okay, I dropped out of school in the 8th grade. I never went to high school. Actually, I went for about 2 months, so that doesn't count. And yet and still, I went on to work on Wall Street. I worked for Merrill Lynch. I've toured the New York Stock Exchange. I can read the ticker tapes. I learned how to do all of that. It was another 30 years before I actually went back to school. And by the time I went back to school, I was already earning a 6-figure salary. I was already running a contracting company. I had already gotten several awards. And so that just goes to show you that you can't let the limitations that you had a long time ago be one of the limitations that's going to hold you back from succeeding down the road. So I was determined not to let
and I
anything
wanted
stop
everybody
me.
to hear that, because one of the things that we know as entrepreneurs, we always feel like we need more stuff, you know, that we can't do whatever it is that we're trying to do or run our business with what we have. And I think that your story is so important because you didn't even have what you were supposed to, but you were up in there like, I should be here. I deserve to be here. And even though I don't even have the basic requirements to be here, I can do the job. And so I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I didn't have the I didn't have the academic education, but I'm a lifelong learner. I learn everything. I read, I listen to audios, I listen to videos. I'm a fanatic with Shark Tank and The Profit and now the elevator pitch. Anything that comes out that deals with business, I'm on. I don't watch a lot of television. I don't listen to a lot of music. None of those. So I'm self-educated. I build databases for the Department of Energy, for the government. It was the only website that I built that they had originally when websites first began. And all of that was self-taught. So I am a self-learner, but I learn from everything around you. And that's what people really have to understand. A lot of people, they get degrees and they get advanced degrees, but they think that that's where learning ends. And that's where they make a big mistake, and that's where I have an advantage over them.
Uh-oh, she dropped out. Yes.
Did we just pop out again? Okay, yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I think I'm back.
I missed some of that.
Okay, great.
I remember Shark Tank profit.
I think at the end, I think the only thing that I said was that that learning does not stop from K through 12 or 12 through your associate or your bachelor's or your PhD. It never ever stops, and that's where I have an advantage over a lot of people, is because I never ever stop learning. I'm a fanatic when it comes to learning.
I mean, you all, I want you all to get that. That's so important. Is that so? One of the things about really not even just being successful in business, but being successful in life is learning. Is always being open to learning something new and being very focused. Yeah, because that's what I'm hearing as well, being very focused. So she said, I don't watch TV, music. I am, everything is about business and learning. So I hope that you all, heard that clearly, that really is an important process of being a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you. So Odessa, so how did you actually coming from that background, how did you actually transition into entrepreneurship?
I think entrepreneurship was probably always in me. One of the things that Dennis Kimbro said when Dr. Lily Jolly interviewed him was he talked about his students. He's a professor, as you know, and he talked about his students. And one of the things that he says is that his best students were not necessarily the ones who received the A's or even the B's. He said his best students were actually his C and his D students. And one of the reasons was because they're dreamers. They would stare out the window and they would dream. And I was always a really big dreamer. And when I was growing up, there was a lot of things that happened to me, like many other people, the abuse and, and all of that stuff happened. However, I was always a dreamer. So even though on one sense I had low self-esteem, the one thing I never lacked was confidence in that I was going to be successful down the road. I never doubted that about myself, which is kind of odd for someone who actually had low esteem as a child. So when I would live vicariously through television shows at that time. And once again, I didn't watch television to actually be entertained. I watched television even back then to learn. So if I saw Gone with the Wind, I would look at the clothing and the designs and what they were doing. And I would kind of mimic some of those things. And I would look at the house and say, one day I'm going to have one of those big houses, and I'm going to wear beautiful clothes because we didn't have that. And I'm going to have a handsome husband who's going to love me, and he's going to be very affectionate. And I have all of those things.
Wow.
Yeah. So we kind of talked, I spoke a little bit earlier about, our whole thing of helping entrepreneurs and tools and things in our toolkit. And it kind of sounds like you looked at everything as a business, and you looked at, and I kind of do that now. So how did you move into that mindset? How did you move into that mindset that everything you see, even from television on up to music, anything and everything you see, you look at it as, how are they using this in their business?
Well, number one, I grew up in Harlem. So I grew up literally on the streets of Harlem where the Nicky Barnes and the Frank Lucases and the Fats Middies and all of those guys, those were all part of my environment. Okay. And I tell people that the reason why I have Millionaire Hustle is because that's where I grew up. That's where a lot of my early on learning came from. And if you know anything about the streets and street hustling back then, and I'm not trying to condone that behavior because it's not something that you should condone. However, it is something that should be respected as far as the way they conducted their business. Even the New York Times bestseller said that they condoned their business like a top CEO and Fortune 500 company, because they had a CEO and a president and the whole council. And so growing up in that environment and watching how they conducted business, to me, that was business. They made money, they helped the community, they had good, nice things. And so they were conducting business. They would literally get up every morning and be outside and on the streets first thing in the morning. By 6 o'clock, they were gone, and it was time to get changed and go hang out. And so then when I went to the corporate world and I started working on Wall Street, by the time I was 17, I was working on Wall Street. And I noticed a similar behavior. They, once again, they got up early, they went to work, they got off at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and they went out and spent with their families. And during the day, they were hustling. They were trying to make it happen. They had to make numbers, and particularly when you're on Wall Street, Wall Street is all about numbers. Yeah. Just like it is on the street. So my mentality was, embedded in my brain from the time I was a young girl. And that was at 14 years old that I was out there on to 17 on Wall Street. And then starting my own business very shortly thereafter. So it's always really been a part of me. And survival is a business. You cannot, can you survive without economics? Can you survive without money? Without, you just can't survive. Right? So survival is a business. And if you look at that, then you will be much more successful, because everything you do in your life, you will look at as a business that you have to succeed at. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm very competitive. My husband will tell you that. We're both in a business opportunity in my econ where we income shift, and he has his account and I have my account, and I'm always very competitive. He has to remind me, he's like, baby, the money is coming into one household, right?
I love it.
I want to make sure that they heard that, because that was powerful. Y'all need to share that in the Facebook group. I mean, survival is a business. Oh, I think that's going to be my new hashtag.
Odessa is dropping dimes, like she is dropping bombs. You picked up some rapping skills too on them streets, huh? You picked up the.
If you have the mindset that survival is a business, how can you fail?
You can't.
How can you fail if that is your mindset that survival is a business? I mean, so just like you gotta eat. You know what I mean? You gotta have clothes to wear. If you think about your business like that.
You have to eat. You have to pay your bills.
You can never complain that you don't have money if you're thinking about your business like that.
Somebody needs to drop a beat for Odessa, because Odessa can bring it.
That's right. And remember, Avalaura, your bills come every month. We like to say in network marketing that it's a residual business, because your bills come every single month. And when you make money in business, that's how you should be thinking. You should be thinking that every month I have to make a goal. Every month I have to bring in a certain amount of revenue, just like you have to pay a certain amount of bills. It's the same.
Woo! Survival is a business. She done dropped the mic. That's it for me.
Okay. I'm like,
but the other thing I think that's so important that she said too, truthfully, is that you watched everything. You learned from everybody, even from the streets, even from people who were engaging in businesses that were not legitimate. You still learned from them. You still said, what can I learn from them? And even if it was simply the $1 million hustle or the mindset You took that and you saw the same thing in corporate America that you saw in the streets.
Yep.
Because business is business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Right.
Business is business. And I mean, you have to look at corporate America. Remember, many of them are not even running their businesses or those businesses legal. It's just a different kind of illegal.
I'm telling you, I feel like I need turntables right now. Odessa is just like...
No, I mean, that's true. Hence white collar crime and everybody else's crime. Yeah, that's very true.
Yes. and they're starting to go to prison. I mean, look at Enron and a lot of the mutual fund managers, they're going to prison as well. So it's, you know, you have to make sure that whatever you're doing, that you're running it and you're running it legitimately and you're running it honestly and you have integrity and all of those things. And once again, it is about life. It's your business. It's about life. How are you handling your home life? Because that's part of your business. You're handling your home life with integrity and with honesty. You're not lying to one another and doing things that's not right, that's going to harm one another. It's still the way you want to run your business. A lot of people, when they run their business and they're really shady, I see people are not paying their clients. People are dealing with small businesses. A lot of us deal with small businesses. That's my specialty, is helping small business. And you have to pay your clients. You have to pay, I mean, I'm sorry, your clients have to pay you, but you have to pay for your services. And when I see people and they are bringing people on to do work for them, and they are ordering services or they're ordering products and they're not paying for them, their integrity is questionable to me, right? And then I start thinking, well, I wonder how they're running their household, because again, it's a business to me. So I start thinking, I wonder how they're running their household, because that seems like it might be a little messed up. How is the husband and wife, how are they interacting? Are they lying to one another? Are they hiding money from one another? You know, the integrity.
Wow.
That speaks volumes in business and at home.
So how you live your life in one area of your life really extends to all areas. So, and I say that all the time. You know, I'm a life coach, and even I'm not a business coach. I do help help people a little bit with their businesses. But one of the things that I always say is that you got to get your mind right to get your business tight. And how you handle your life, you know, your business becomes a reflection of your life. And so however you're living your life is going to translate over into your business. And so I'm glad that you said that. And that was one of the things that we decided to focus on Boot2boom this season, really is that holistic nature, because so many people, all they want to talk about is business, 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 and different systems. And yes, using MailChimp and all of these things. But your mindset and how you are living in your day-to-day life, it becomes a reflection in your business.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
exactly. Even your health.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the things Candace Camille, the wellologist, always says is that you can't get your mind tight if your body's not right. And it's the same thing. Once again, it's a holistic approach. And you know all about that, Avalaura. You're absolutely right. It's a holistic approach. It transcends across the board, whether it's in your life, your health, your business, your relationships. It's all connected.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yep.
So Odessa, what I want to know from you is, what are some of your, you spoke about integrity, and I know that you are a person of phenomenal integrity. What are some of your day-to-day practices that really help you to be successful and to have integrity and to keep that mindset and that $1 million hustle?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
I protect my name. I protect my I don't know if you can hear, because I think it was cutting off. Can you hear me?
Okay, now we can.
Okay. I protect my name.
Nice.
Okay, did you hear that?
You protect your name. How do you protect your name?
Exactly. That's the most important thing that you can do. And once again, it's across the board. And so whenever my name is involved with something dealing with business, I make sure that I protect it. I look to see who I am networking with. I look to see who I'm letting in my circle or who I'm letting in my environment. I look to see who I'm doing business with. When I'm on social media, I don't accept everyone on social media. I could have 5,000 people on Instagram, but I do not buy followers. I do not accept people who sell followers. I do not accept people that do not look like they're professional. So if you go down the list of my Twitter followers, my Instagram followers, my LinkedIn, no matter what it is, my Facebook, you're going to notice that those people are very similar to the way I live my life. Now, they may not be as professional as I am, but they're not going to be someone who you're going to look at and think, oh, wow, they're really shady character.
Yeah.
Because I try to really protect my name and everything that's affiliated with my name. So, you know what? Look at it this way. People have asked me, many people have asked me to co-author books with them. Okay. To be a part of their book. And if I said yes, you would see my name in a whole lot of books, part of a lot of covers. I don't do that. I look at exactly what the book is. If the book is about something that's interesting to me in my life, is it something that I really want to have my name attached to? I don't care about being a #1 author. I don't care about being an Amazon bestseller. I mean, that's great. And my husband is an Amazon bestseller, but I'm not going to take the chance to be an Amazon bestseller if I'm not on board with what that book is about or with the person who is writing it.
I love that.
And so when you are thinking about business and about being successful, you really have to look at who you are letting in your life. Around you in business. And you really have to look at who you're doing business with. Even your clients. I'm very selective about the clients that I choose. And one of my clients on here, I think I see Lisa. So I see Lisa Anderson with a Novo, and I see her on here right now. Yes, and she's one of my clients, and she will tell you that I do not accept all clients. I actually referred someone who called me the other day to Lisa, and I told the young lady, I'm not accepting any more clients, but I have a perfect person who could help you. Totally professional. She knows contracting inside and out, and that's the people who she helps. She can help you get your act together and get ready to scale in contracting. So I introduced Lisa Anderson to the other young lady, and now they're connecting.
Nice. I love that. So while we're on that question, I actually have a question for you along those same lines. What is the best way to make meaningful connections?
Well, with social media, certainly, it's a lot easier to make connections, but it's also a lot easier to make very questionable connections, right? And once again, it comes from looking at the person. So when someone friends me on Facebook, for instance, I never just go ahead and press what is it? Accept. I never do that. I always go to their page and I click around their page. I go down their page. I go into some of their friends, and I'm looking all around because I'm really vetting them.
Good.
Right? And if you start vetting people that are trying to get close to you or trying to get into your circle, then that's one of the best ways that you can be selective of who enters, because they can't enter unless you let them in.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right? So you really want to be selective that way. And the same thing with networking events. When I go to networking events, I don't give my business card to everybody. Even though there's only 1% of the people you even give your business card to who might actually reach out to you, even if they say that they want your card. But it just goes to speak to when you go out to network events, you once again are basically vetting people just like they should be vetting you. You're trying to see who you want to build relationship with. because it's all about relationships to me. I'm very, very, very much into relationships. And so if I go to networking events and I start talking to people and I start seeing how or whether or not that's a person I want to speak to further after that event, then I give them my business card. I hold more of a conversation with them later. But if not, I'm just courteous and I will just see what they're doing and what they're into. And then I'll just screen it and see whether it's someone I want to do business with or whether I want to build a relationship with down the road. But don't think that you have to do business with everybody. People really make that mistake. They think they have to do business with everybody and anybody. And that's the worst mistake that you can make in business, is just thinking, well, money is green, so I'm taking everybody's money.
Right.
And that's really not a good approach, especially when you're starting in business. That's really not a good approach to take.
That's
Let
actually when people do that.
Do business with and build good relationships early on.
Nice.
I'm so glad you said that, because that tends to be when most people, and I can say that, is that when you accept everybody and think that you want to accept all opportunities and do business with everybody, is usually in the beginning. And really, because you just don't know better and you're excited and you want the money, you know, usually it's later on when you've been in business for a while that you start vetting and getting a little bit more selective. But I like what you're saying. You're saying do that from the beginning. You protect your name from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Don't take all business.
Because if you don't do it from down the road, if you don't do it until down the road, look how many people you've let into your circle. How are you going to get those people out of your circle once they're in? They're embedded. There's some people in my circle. There's a few of them that I wish I didn't let in from a while ago. But they're okay people. It's just that they're not necessarily people that I want to do a lot of business with. But they're not bad people. So I've been fortunate. I've attracted pretty good people into my life.
Nice. Well, with that in mind,
and consistent people, like Odessa has, like talking about Lisa, the only time I see Lisa is at Odessa's events. I can't see her no other time. So she not only has good people, but consistent people. They always come out and support her.
Yeah, so with that in mind, I want to go ahead and move over to our sponsor, but I also wanted to have you think about this question, Odessa. So what's the most common mistake you see small business owners making based on your experience? So I think you've kind of dived into that a little bit, but hold on to your answer, because today's sponsor, we actually have LL Consultants, the online marketing specialists. And their motto is, we make things possible more clear with marketing. How would it feel, or how would it feel like to have your website professionally reviewed by a team of experts that have over 25 years worth of marketing experience? Let LL Marketing Consultants produce a 15 to 20 minute fully comprehensive video review of your website or your online store within the next hour to address and highlight some of the major key areas your business could be leaving precious money behind on the table. So grab your 15 to 20 minute, review at the low price of only $49.99 now. And our guarantee and promise is, if we do not deliver this back to you within the next 2 hours, we'll refund you everything, including all the transaction fees. You keep the professional video review. Just send an email to Boot2boom with the subject line, "Give me the website review offer now," and they'll go ahead and help you. So $49.99, and LL Consultants will review your website or your store. All right, so that's it for our sponsors for the moment. So Odessa, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and let us know some of the small business, some of the mistakes that you see most small business owners making.
Okay, well, there are a few. One of them that really gets in my skin, and the reason is because I hear a lot of coaches say this to people, and they say, start your business with no money. Just go out there. It's sort of like what Steve Harvey says. He says, jump. And I do believe that you should jump. I absolutely do believe that you should get out there. And I do believe that you can start your business with money. But I don't think it's wise to start your business with no money. Okay, because even immigrants who come to this country and they've come to this country and they've started their business, even they will say, you know, I had to take a job and learn that skill and then start my business. Or they will say, I came over here with $100 or I came over here with $50. Well, that $50, they probably took 25 of that to start their business.
Thank you.
So it's not true to say, jump out there and start your business with no money, because it takes money to run a business.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you buy business cards, you may buy free business cards, right? But spend $10 to take the Vistaprint off the back of it so that you're branding you and not them. Right. So it's that kind of thing. Right. If you go to a networking
that goes back to protecting.
There are some free networking events, but then other network events, if you want to meet people and you want to build your network, you have to go out, you have to go to events, you have to meet and greet people. That also costs money. So it takes money to own a business. I was on a panel one time. It was on a business panel, and I said that exact same thing that I just said, that it does take business, even if it's a little bit of business, to run a business. And there was a guy there and he said, well, I'm going to disagree with you on that. He was a panel member. He said, because I started my business with no money. And I just looked over there and he says, yeah, I started my business with absolutely no money, so you can really do it. And he sold a product. He sold some kind of sauce, right? And he talked about how he sold this sauce. So after we got off the panel and we had a sidebar, and I said, so tell me more about how you actually sold your product. I said, you really didn't spend any money. What about the label that you had to have to put on that bottle? What about the bottle? How did you actually buy the bottle? And you know what? Do you know what he said to me? He said, well, you know, I did have some money because I make 6 figures on my job, but I didn't have to spend other money. I didn't have to get any loans.
And you're just like,
which is why this is Boot to Boom, you know, bootstrap to booming, because a lot of us do start bootstrapping, but even in bootstrapping, you have some money.
You have some money, and that's my point. And the point is that you can have little money, but understand that you're going to have to spend something in order to grow your business. You can start from home and literally have your home computer, but you're paying for the internet even when you have your business from home. And that should be a business write-off when you're using your lights and when you're using your internet. Those are still business expenses that you can write off, but they're still business expenses.
That's right.
And so when you start out with that mindset of starting with no money, micro business owners tend to continue with that mindset as they go on business. It's like, well, when are you supposed to have money?
That's right.
Right? When are you supposed to invest in your business? So if you don't start off with that mindset, you won't get stuck, because you know that I have to make money. I have a goal. How many clients do I need to get within this period of time? How much money do I need to run my business, to grow my business? Right? What is the numbers? What is the process that I have to go through? That's why I tell people to watch shows like The Profit and Shark Tank and those things, because you learn that it doesn't work that way. So the other thing is over promising and under delivering. That's a real pet peeve for me. And small business owners, they tend to do that to get the business. I can give you this, and don't worry about it. I can give you the moon and the stars and the sun. And then they come with the moon, but they don't deliver the stars and the sun, because they've over delivered. I mean, they've over promised and they've under delivered. So I always say under promise and then over deliver. Right.
Okay.
Under promise and over deliver.
Under promise and over deliver. I think that's what I heard. Okay. So we want to go ahead and move towards our questions here. So I think your going theme is that, you can sow that seed, but you got to water it, right? And you got to have a place to go buy that water from. Like, you got to get the water from somewhere. It's not free. You got to go, find a way to reinvest into yourself so you can continue to grow, so you can start to grow, right? So we are looking at some questions here. So Avalaura, do you have any questions from our audience?
That's what I'm asking, to see if anybody has any questions. Remember, if you have questions, you can put them in the Q&A section, or if you want to come on and ask your question, you got to tweet for a seat and just put your name in the chat so we know to invite you on if you have a question or comment for Odessa or for any of us.
And we have the little video here at the top that shows you how to chat and how to ask a question. So if you don't know exactly what to click on, it's all right there. And you can ask a question if you like.
I love this setup. This is wonderful.
Oh, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love the compliment.
Yeah, our marketing wizard is phenomenal. Talk about who we surround ourselves with, Odessa, and protecting your name. Yes, we have an amazing marketing wizard who makes sure of that all of our stuff is on point.
Yes.
Well, they're doing a great job, because it really is.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, so if you had any, okay, here's one question coming from our audience. Let's pull this up. So this is from Curtis. How much of a role does your faith play into your success?
Ooh, it plays everything into my success. I mean, I stopped being faithful years ago. Something happened to me and I stopped being faithful. I just totally said, you know what? I want nothing to do with faith. I want nothing to do with God. It's not real, because this wouldn't have happened. Of course, I was much, much younger. I was about 18 years old. And prior to that, I just loved church. I didn't grow up in a very religious family. My mother did not go to church, but I wanted to go to church with everybody, anyone and everyone who went. I was really, really into it. I was a spiritual person. And so when something happened to me, I stopped going altogether. And so years later, what happened was, during the years that I stopped, it was about 9 years, and I noticed that it wasn't just church, because I'm not a big church person even today, but I'm very spiritual and I love God. And I noticed that during those years, I felt kind of lost. I mean, things just were not connecting for me the way that I needed them to and the way I wanted them to. And I was in a place where there was a woman who sung, she sung one of the very spiritual, Amazing Grace. She sung Amazing Grace, and all of a sudden it just went right through me. And it was like my faith, my spirituality, everything in that 1 minute came back. And so to me, faith plays a huge part in my life, because I think God is in everything that I do. I do the work. Don't misunderstand me. I always say, you do the work and God will do the rest.
That's right.
You do the work and God will do the rest. So I never sit down in a corner saying, well, I really wish God would give me this. I really wish God would do that for me. Or this is going to happen because God is going to bless me with it. What I do is I say, God, I've done all this work. Now this is what I need. I talk to him literally like I'm talking to a person. But I put my work in. I've always put my work in.
Wow. Great question. Thank you. Great answer. Somebody else asked a question, but again, if you have questions, put them in the Q&A section so we can see them and we can, invite them on the screen. But someone else asked, how did you learn that your name was important?
When did I learn that my name was important?
How? Or even when, because maybe the when is the how.
Yeah, right.
Well, I just saw other people not protecting their name, and I saw what it was doing to them in business. I saw people who were not leading by integrity. And when you would go out to networking events, because I love networking and I network a lot, I always have. And when I would go out, it was really evident as to who was protecting their name and who wasn't. Because I listened to what people were saying about them, and it's not about the gossip part. It was about just, well, they didn't do this right, or they didn't do that right. Well, they didn't pay this invoice, or they're part of this project and that project bombed. You know, whatever it was, I just saw that the name was the thing that people were throwing around. And I said from the moment, from early on in business, and I protected my name, even before business, I was doing that. Because again, I said, things happened to me where my name, I realized, wow, I didn't protect my name and I should have. And so later on, I always kept your name. So it's kind of a no-brainer. You have to think that your name is the absolute only thing that you've come into this world and was given, and that you're going to leave this world and you're going to take. That's it. It's just going to be, people are going to say when you die, they're going to mention your name. They're going to mention you by name.
Yep.
And so when that happens, and especially throughout my life, I just want my name to be protected. So just whenever you do something, or whenever someone asks you to do something, just think, how is that going to affect my name? Because your name is you. So if you think of your name being attached to anything, just look at your own body and your own spirit being attached to that thing. Nice.
I love that.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of my favorite movies, What's Love Got to Do with It? You know, where when Tina Turner was getting her divorce from Ike, and you know, they were going to court, she said, only thing I want is my name. Just give me my name. I worked hard for this name.
Yes, that's
give me my name.
Yeah.
She left everything else.
That's
she said, nope, I'm keeping
right.
my name.
Yeah. Sure did. Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. And I've seen that, you know, just, you know, in my time, my 11 years in business, is that I'm very careful too. You know, a lot of people, even just things like we're talking about social media, people wanting to post things on my page. And I tell them, if I'm not somehow involved in this, you can't put that on my page. That has, I don't know what that is. And I have to protect, you know, the people who look at my stuff, because if they associate it with me, they're expecting a certain type of quality, and I don't know what you're doing. So I cannot endorse, you know, if I'm not playing a role in it, I'm not playing a part in it. So no, you can't post that. No, you know, I'm not sharing that.
You're right.
And
you know, it's funny, Avalaura, people out there, they're their page in the wrong way. They're making their pages private. They're business people. They're making their pages private and putting all this protection so that people cannot share their information or something. They're doing the wrong thing. If you keep the wrong people out, you don't have to worry about protecting your post and your page, because I never, ever have craziness on my page. You don't see people coming to my page talking crazy about religion, talking crazy about politics, talking crazy about with profanity. None of those things do you ever see on my page. And that is strictly because of who I allow to be on my page as a friend. And all of my posts are public. They're all public. My posts are not private. They're not friends only. They're public. My Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, those are not protected. But it just depends on who you allow on your page, in your circle, in your network. And if they see how you conduct your business, if they see that you conduct your life and your business with integrity, then that's how they will actually approach your business page as well.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. They won't ask for discounts. You know, so people say things like that all the time. Like, well, how do you get people to pay you full price? It's how you present yourself. People never ask me for discounts. If anything, they say, Avalaura, I can't afford you. I'm not going to ask you to discount your services. I know you're worth every penny. I just can't afford you right now.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
That's right. Exactly.
So yeah, I mean that, protect your name. Y'all, if y'all didn't get anything else out of this, protect your name. And business is survival.
Yes.
Especially on social media. because people get too personal and private on social media. And if you are on social media and you own a business, your page, I don't care if they call it a fan page or private page, and I have both, but your page is your name. So, and it has to do with your business. It reflects your business. So when you start putting your personal business on there and talking about your man did this to you and you're not together anymore and all that stuff, and you have a business, that's a poor reflection of you.
Yeah.
I have literally had to take people off of being connected with me because of those kinds of things, because I had them connected to me as a business person.
Yeah.
And now they're no longer considered to me a business person because they look like they want to deal with private. So keep those things separate. I have a fan page, I have a business page, and all of those people are connected. And then I have a family page. And no one even knows what that email is that's attached to that. So none of you are on that page.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I didn't know about that.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Now, I don't say anything on that page that I don't say on my business page, but my nieces and the younger people are on there and they will say anything.
Exactly.
So I have to keep them totally separate.
Yes.
From anything that has to do with business. And I thought of that very, very early on. That's how strategic I am. When Facebook first started and my sister introduced me to it and my niece, and I came on, I accepted her friend request and I came on and I said, wow. And I right away got right off. And I said, I have to figure out how I'm going to be strategic in this Facebook thing. And I literally got on, put a strategy together, got back on, and my strategy was the first people I was going to friend were all going to be prominent speakers and prominent coaches and prominent writers. So the Willie Jollies and the Les Browns and the George Frasers and the Jewel Diamond Tails, all of those guys I friended way back then before they had 5,000 people.
Wow.
Because they were just getting involved with Facebook. So I got involved with them way early. And I got my interviews in 2009 and 2010 on Blog Talk Radio with them. Way before they can, they just wanted to be interviewed. They were like, ooh, this stuff is online and somebody wants to interview me. So everybody said yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Even that's a tweetable and being strategic in not just your social media, but how you're approaching different things. And so when you are introduced to something new, do you have a plan or a strategy around it, or are you just willy-nilly in it?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And one last thing, let me say this because I meant to get this in and I don't want to forget because I want your listening audience to understand this. Very important. Don't be afraid to let something go. You know how people always say, don't quit? They really mean don't quit in life. And when you think of your business, don't be afraid to let go or relaunch. I always say, don't get out of business because something didn't work. Don't get out of business because that particular business or that particular strategy or that particular model didn't work. So don't give up on business. I always say, change the game. Don't change. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Change the, gosh, now I forgot. Don't change the game, change the strategy, something like that. Don't get out of the game of business. Stay in it. Someone like to say it never was a game, but I say, you know, if you think business and life is not a game, God has a sense of humor. Trust me, it's all a game.
That's the truth.
Because he has a real sense of humor. It's like if you don't laugh at it sometimes, you go crazy. But don't be afraid to relaunch. If something doesn't work, I don't hold on to things until they die. I don't do that. Don't hold on to something until it dies. Don't die something. It's better to start something and try to relaunch something rather than to just let it die. And then you're frustrated and then you think you can't be successful and then you just walk away.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's a great point, because I notice sometimes things are even just timing. I might put something out and it gets no response. I take it back. I put it out again, the same thing. I might not even change it. And it simply is at the right time. And then everybody's all over it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And so sometimes it's not even what you're doing.
That's right.
It's just the timing. So you're absolutely right. You know,
Yes.
don't be afraid to kind of pull back and strategize and just, you know, repurpose and redo things.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's maybe it's not working right, or it's just the wrong time.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But you may not have the best product. You might not have the right product. You might not even have the right service. Maybe you created that service because somebody said it was a good service and that you should do it. And then you started doing it, realizing that nobody was going to buy it. So I need to do something else. And that's why I say, don't get out of the game. Just do something else, but don't just give up totally.
Which reminds me,
it took me a long time to be successful.
Say that again.
It took me a long time to be successful. I was in business a long time before I actually really started making what I consider money.
Wow.
It didn't just happen. And for a long period of time, because I was making 6 figures in my job, and I also ran businesses, and we had a 2 6-figure income household. So I thought, you know, it's not really important to make money in the business. I'll give away all my services. I'll give away all my information. And that's sort of why I will only give away 15-minute consultations now. And then that's it. You pay after that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I say I have given away all I can give away. You missed it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. You know, it's so, it's not, it's, you know, it's something of a thing when someone actually comes on to Boot2boom and they acknowledge the fact that, you know what, it took me a while to be successful. You know, it's something that people try to hide sometimes. You know, they're like, oh yeah, no, you know, I just started out and then automatically I was just, you know, booming and everything was happening. So I really appreciate you being very, very clear and visible with that, and just being authentic with that, and just, you know, being real and saying, hey, it took me a minute. So thank you so much.
And absolutely. And you go up and down. You might be successful one year, and then the next year you're struggling. Yeah, I was very successful, and then I went through a period where I drove through McDonald's and couldn't afford a $3 Happy Meal. So I literally sat in the drive-thru and just laughed. I didn't even cry. I just laughed because I thought, wow, I could buy a Happy Meal. And I mean, I didn't have $3 in my purse or in my account. So it was that bad. So I had to come all the way back again to come back. But this time I did it differently, because that's what income shifting is about, because I learned different thing about money, about finances, about investing, about residual income, all those things to make sure that never, ever happens again.
Yeah. Wow. I love it.
I mean, you have just, you know, you definitely dropped some golden nuggets. But before we go, there's 2 things that you said that I want to make sure, you know, that you know, people really heard. One, you know, that's why here on Boot2boom we're always surveying you all. So we want you to fill out that survey, because we do want to know what you need. Because a lot of times as businesses, we might not, you know, we may not be making money or may not be thriving because we're offering the wrong service, like you said, or the wrong thing, because we don't know what our audience wants.
Exactly.
You know, we know what we think they want. You know, we know what we think is important, but we don't know what they want. So that's why the surveys are so important, and that's why we ask you to fill them out, because we want to know what you want, because we know that if we're giving you what you want and what you need in your business, then we're going to be successful.
Exactly.
So definitely go ahead and fill out those surveys. And then, you know, the other thing, you know, even when you're talking about, you know, how it, you know, it takes time, you know, to become successful and have your business. I think the other thing that you said is so important, that's so key, that I want people to make sure that they heard, is that a lot of us do transition from, you know, our full-time 9 to 5 into a business. Yeah. And you're absolutely right in that a lot of times if you have a full-time job, and particularly like you said, if you're making 6 figures, you're making really good money in your full-time job, you're not necessarily paying attention to what's going on in your business because you don't need that money. But if you plan to transition into working your business full time, you still need to run your business, your part-time business, like a full-time hustle.
Yep.
You still need to run it that way, because that eventually your 9-to-5 income is going to be gone.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, network marketing is a perfect platform for that. I always say that when I wrote the book Network Marketing Unplugged, one of the things that I like to tell people is that I am absolutely pro network marketing. And this is why, because when people think that they want to start a business, they don't really know what that is going to entail.
Yeah.
So when you start a network marketing business, that you invest into a network marketing business just like you would in a franchise, only for a whole lot less money. And it gives you the opportunity to go out there and see if you can actually get customers, and to see if you can get clients, and to see if you can track your mileage, your expenses, and to see if you can actually learn how to run the business. And you can do that on very, very little investment. And it almost doesn't matter what the product is. You know, I mean, you want to put something, you want to select something that you may be passionate about. We do income shifting because the product is actually educating people how to go from being a W-2 employee and filling out a W-4 form correctly, and then becoming a 1099 by owning a network marketing business. And so we teach them how to get their money back out of their paycheck in order to do that. But here's the thing. It really teaches you how to run a business. There was someone on the call the other day, Avalaura, and I have to tell you, ladies, she actually said that she had talked to 6 people. She wanted to know why she wasn't being successful. And she said she talked to 6 people in 8 months. He said, well, how many people have you talked to? She says, oh, I've talked to 6 people, but I can't really get anybody to join my business. And he said, well, how long have you been in the business? She said 8 months. And he said, well, you know, if you had a hamburger joint and you only got 6 customers to come in, you would be out of business, wouldn't you?
That's true.
She said, I never really thought of it that way. And he said, well, you should, because what you have is a business.
Exactly.
That's what it is. And so when you approach your network marketing business part-time while you're working the job, what that is doing you is teaching you how to, down the road, what you want to do is learn how to actually run a full-fledged business. Learn it now. Learn it on the $35 a month that you pay in network marketing before you go out and have to spend $50,000 and losing it trying to be in business for yourself.
Nice.
That's a great tip. That's a great tip. So I hope you all got that. And, you know, and there are, you know, there's a lot of different multi-level marketing companies out there. So if there's any that pique your interest, that you're interested in, that's in alignment with what you want to do, join it to get those skills, to get the mindset of running a business, to get in the practice of talking to people about your business, you know, getting customers, all those things, because that's what you're going to have to do, you know, in your business. And so that's a great tip, that's a safe way to really learn. You know, to really learn. I like that. Wow.
Yeah, I like that. Using MLMs as an entry point. That's great. Awesome.
Yeah, because then you're not thinking about getting rich quick. You know, you're not buying into the join this opportunity and you're going to make thousands. You're going to get rich. And see, if you approach it as it's a business, then realistically, you know that that's not really going to happen unless you bring a whole bunch of people with you to begin with. So that's one of the reasons why I wrote that book, is because that kind of just, you know, crushes that thought.
Nice.
That is a great tip, because we're not always thinking like that in businesses, that truthfully you need volume. And that's one of the problems that people don't like about multi-level marketing. They're like, well, I got to recruit all these people. But if you're in business, you got to do the same thing. You got to recruit all these people to buy from you.
You got to market. You got to promote.
So but you know what? If you have a job, the first advantage you have, if you have a job, when you get into, you should get into network marketing, because the first advantage that you have is right there in your paycheck. Because as soon as you become a business owner, you get all of the advantages that a full-fledged business owner has, as long as you run your business, your network marketing business, for at least 4 hours a week, the government, with the intent to make money, even if you don't make money, with the intent to make money, you get all of the write-offs that a full-fledged business has. That's the reason right there to be in that business. But companies don't usually tell you that. The network marketers usually tell you sell, 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 recruit, recruit, recruit. And they don't even go over the first thing that a working person should do, which is to look at their W-4 form. Now they're a 1099 and they can change that W-4, bring money back into a paycheck, pay off that monthly fee from that, and use the rest to save, to invest, to pay down debt. That's what income shifting is about.
Wow.
Love it. Man, we have to have you on another show. Like you.
I know. I'm like, we are so over time. We're supposed to end it, but I just let you keep talking.
Avalaura, just like, okay, just straight facts. She's just dropping it. All right.
We are so fast time, though.
You guys any longer.
This has been fun. I love this. This has been, you guys are so much fun.
Yes. Well, so
you have been awesome.
How can we reach you? Where can we find you? Where can we find out more information about the great Odessa Hopkins?
Wow. Yes, exactly. You could go to odessahopkins.com. Okay. OdessaHopkins.com will actually tell you all of the background information. It's mainly the contracting side of my business. The income shifting side of my business, you can go to incomeshift.net, incomeshift.net.
Okay.
And if you are a woman business owner, you can go to bizwomanonline.com.
Nice.
Yes.
I love it.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank
so
you
Avalaura, take us
so
out.
much. Thank you so much, Odessa. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
all for tuning in and hanging with us, even though we went a little bit over the hour, but you all stayed. So you all stayed, you're still commenting. So I know that you were right here with us. This has been another amazing edition of Boot to Boom. Again, we are here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and your relationships to explode. We want you to fill out this survey because we want to make sure that we are serving you, and we want to know, who do you want to see on Boot to Boom? What guests do you want? So let us know. We want to hear from you. Remember that this replay is going to be up for another week. You definitely want to go back and watch it because Odessa just gave us a lot of tremendous, valuable information. So this is up for a week. Share it with your friends, your family, anybody that you know who is a business owner who wants to start a business. Make sure you share this out. After the week, you can still get it, this one and any other replay, for $49.99. So you can get our 3-pack, but it will be up for a week. So you can definitely come back and watch it. And we're really excited. Why don't you tell us about our guests for next week, Jessica?
Oh, wow. Our guest for next week. Okay, so actually, let me go ahead and pull that up because I closed it out because I thought we were closing out. And yeah, Miss Odessa here has me awestruck. I'm like all over the place. I am just like, man, she just brought so much value. I am just over the moon about this tonight. So thank you so much for being on the show with us because it was really, really great. And I'm, if you guys want to see her again, if you want to have her again, fill out that survey and say, you know what, just bring Odessa back. Just bring her back. All right. So looking at our next guest, and okay. I'm not seeing it.
Well, this is your girl, Kat.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So Kat, so Course Builder is going to be on our next show. And yeah, so you guys all know, like I said, Odessa just got me in a trance. Like I'm totally like, man.
So next week, so next week, we always have great guests, but next week, if you are a person that you've always wanted to know how to create,
of course,
you have content, you want to know how to create courses for your business, you definitely want to tune in next week. We're going to have another phenomenal show, and you're going to learn more about that. Again, make sure you're in our Facebook group. We have a lot of powerful information coming. We have the motivational booms of the day. So get in the Facebook group. Make sure you share this out. We'll be updating you about any changes. Also winners, because for this survey, y'all know you win prizes. So make sure you fill out the survey, and that will be announced in the Facebook group as well.
Yes.
So we are going to see you all next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. Until then, wishing you peace, love, and bountiful blessings. Have an amazing night, everyone.
Bye. See you next.